Alright, so I tried to make this the other day, but the camera battery died somehow, and I didn't really notice it, so I'm redoing it. Just make sure I get it all, and I was also busy past few days during the New Year's and stuff like that when I would have made this video. And this video is about the result for the top 10 worst and top 10 best puzzles of 2015. So a while ago, back in December, like December 18th or something like that, I posted a video, and in that video I asked you all to fill out a form about the top 10 worst and top 10 best puzzles of 2015. And a lot of you all got some good responses, and some of them are really astonishingly surprising, and some are okay, like you expect that it would be up there for one of these categories, and some of them puzzles would be like, wait, what? Why would it be in this one category? Or something like that. So, I'll start off with the best one. The Mario Tangalong came in first place for the best puzzle of 2015 with 14 votes out of like 18, 20 or something like that. I don't have to Tangalong, but I heard a lot of good reviews and stuff about it. The next one would be the Chi-Square one. Now, I've heard a lot of good things about the Chi-Square one. And some bad things about it, like the screw being loose, gets looser over time of certain tensioning, like the screw has some tensioning issues and stuff like that, where it gets looser over time in some certain situations, and then some other tiny flaws with it that can be easily fixed with some minor adjustments. Yeah. And it's also the very first square one to be produced with a stickerless design, so that you can have stickered or a stickerless version of it. The next one in third place is the Kong's Design Meeting. Now, I don't have this puzzle, but I can see it being a good puzzle because, yeah, it's good, and I've heard a lot of good reviews about it. The next one would be this puzzle right here. This 5 of 5, the Yushin 5 of 5. I really like it, and it had 10 votes for it. I like it because, one, it's super good, fast turning, anti-pop, like really good anti-pop, where even if I try to pull out a piece, I would have to do a lot of effort and force to taking it out, and putting it back in is like a pain. Yeah, because like I'm putting all my force, and it took a lot to put that edge back in and take it out and stuff like that. I'm still working on breaking it in and stuff like that, and certain tensioning of it is like meh. It's not super perfect, but it's good enough for me. It occasionally has some lockups like this type of lockup, but that's very minor stuff. And the next one in the 5th spot would be the Wolong, Mario Wolong, like this one. Basically, it's a step up from the Way Long, where it uses a similar mechanism to the Way Long, but with molded a little bit differently. So it's more like a Way Long / Yuxin or something like that. Next one would be in the 6th place. The Wolong got 9 votes. The 6th place would be the Gans 356. Now, I don't have the Gans 356, nor many of the Gans Cube. I only have one of them, which is the original Gans 3x3, which was the first ever one produced. And that one has a unique mechanism, which I'll get right now. That 3x3 is the original Gans 3x3. And it has a unique mechanism which no other cube company has even tried something similar to this, where it has this sort of design, where it has a stickerless design, but encaged around the pieces, or looking like a regular cube. So it combines the stuff from like a stickerless cube and a regular cube. So it looks like a regular cube that you would find like a regular sticker cube, but with stickerless type of design and stuff like that. Yeah. But it's not a super good cube, but it's interesting cube. 7. The 7th spot would be the Cubic Ofu, which has 7 votes for it. And I'm not sure when I'll get one, but I'll get one sometime soon. And I'm really wanting a new, better, good 7x7 that's not that too terribly bad. Because current 7x7s I have, or one of them is very good, but not that good. It's sort of a pain for me to solve it, but it's very smooth and stuff like that, but it's just, I just don't like it that much. And then the 8th spot is one of those cubes that I personally agree on 100%, and it's the Kai Thunderclap. And that got 5 votes, and it's a very good smooth cube, very smooth and fast, and I don't think I've ever had any cube that's this smooth or this fast before. Maybe the Moyu Pyraminx, but not that super smooth and quieter. The Moyu Pyraminx is about as smooth as this, but not as quiet as this. Yeah. And then the 9th spot would be the Oolong GT. Now, I don't have that one, but I've heard that it's a good comparison to the that other GT cube that came right before it. I'm not sure which one it was, but it was like the Tanglong. Yeah, it was the Tanglong. That it was not the previous GT one came before it, but the Tanglong, which it's like, I've heard that it's a much more faster Tanglong, but better and stuff like that. And then the 10th spot for the best puzzle of 2015 is the Yuxin 3x3, like this one. The one that Colin Byrne used back in like April, May, sometime around there to get the world record. Now, I like it, but currently it's like slow because of the lube and stuff like that, but it's meh type of a cube. Yeah. For me, it's decent and stuff like that. And the Yuxin 3x3 got 3 votes, and the Oolong GT got 5 votes. Now on to the top 10 worst puzzle of 2015. Number 1 spot is the Giant Pyraminx, like this one, with 7 votes. Now, there's a lot of reasons why it's up there. It's not super good, not even that good compared to like the Moyu one. I haven't played with it in a long time, because of this problem where piece missing. I'm gonna order a replacement piece for it very soon and stuff like that. But from what I've heard is that popping is an issue, but if you tension it correctly, popping is not an issue. It's sort of like with a lot of these cubes, where if you have the cube tensioned correctly, popping is not really that big of an issue, and it's just the overall turning is just meh. Yeah, I sort of agree it's meh, but it's decent, but it's not that super good. Yeah, and also, it's the very first Pyraminx to be produced to allow a stickless version of it to be made. And number 2 spot of the worst puzzle of 2015 would be the GearCube 505. Now, that puzzle is a big controversy when it came out back in like April, because when it was released, it was a big shock to a lot of people in the cubing community, and even Oscar Van Devender, the inventor of it, because and he even did a comparison to his original 3D printed version and to the mass-produced version, and he concluded that someone bought a 3D printed version from Shapeways and brought it over to China, and they gave it to some company. I don't remember what company it was, and they made molds of it, those pieces, and went ahead and produced it without authorization from Oscar or anything like that. And it's like a 100% complete replica of its original mechanism, original 3D printed designs and stuff like that. So clearly it's like a knockoff and a big shock to most of us, because it was unannounced when it came out and stuff like that. And also it poor turning and stuff like that, very crunchy turning and few other stuff like that. And then for number 3 spot on the worst puzzle of 2015 would have to be the Wallong. It got 4 votes. And the GearCube 505 got 5 votes. And the Wallong, I'm not sure why it's on the best in the worst list, on both lists. Yeah. In my opinion, it's a decent, good 3x3. Good enough to be someone's main. And definitely good enough for like practice and competition use, quality, and stuff like that. So it's definitely good enough and up par quality of like the Weilong, Oolong, and stuff like cubes like that. And then the next one would be the fourth spot is the YJ Yusu, which is this 4x4. Now, I'm not sure really exactly why, but it's a decent 4x4, cheap 4x4, about $10, and it's like a cheaper version of the Weisu. Yeah, use Weisu mechanism, but molded a little bit differently to incorporate a stickless design. And basically, yeah, just cheaper Weisu. Not much to say that much about it. Next would be the Kong's design Yiying. I'm not sure why or something like that, but it's there, and that got 2 votes. Well, actually, that one's at the sixth spot, while the 5th spot was the Mario XD with 3 votes. The Mario XD cube was one of those 3x3s from Mario that was, again, one of those 3x3 or puzzles that came out of nowhere without that much release information prior to the release of it. And I seen the Cubeologist video about it, and he didn't really like it that much. And it's just not a super good cube. And then, like I said, the Yu was the next one with 2, and that, alright. The next one is Fenkung Freshman with 2 votes. The Freshman was a 3x3 that came out like the XD that was sort of a random release where it was like no one knew about it before of the release, and like prior to the release no one knew that it was going to come out and stuff like that. And I haven't really heard that much about it and stuff like that. And Fenkung, back in like 2010, not 2010, but 2012, 2013, somewhere around there, Fenkung first came out with few 3x3 that were like, Zancy clones and stuff like that. And then, next one, at the 8th spot is the, Fengxi Xing Yu, 2x2 with 2 votes. Now that one, I'm not sure why or something like that, but hey, it's there. It's a 2x2 that came out almost like a year ago, and it was like a follow-up to the successful previous model of 2x2, which I do have one of them, and mine's the 55 model of it, 55mm model of it. And I like it, but it's somewhat slow, but it's good, decent. And then next one would be at the 9th spot with 2 votes. Me and someone else voted for this one. It's the Rubik's brand 4x4 tiled version, newest version. Now, technically this came out in 2014, but it wasn't really until 2015 when it started becoming mainstream, more popular. Because like in April or something like that, of 2015, Rubik ended up getting this into the toy stores and stuff like that, and got rid of the previous model before this one, like almost instantly and stuff like that. And this one uses a mechanism that's based off the Whit-Eaton Whit-4 mechanism, which also sucks. And this one has some problems like turning issues like this. It's turning issue. Corner cuts decently. Slug is turning. Pop, or like an issue of it. Yeah, I'm not sure how well I can get it to make it pop and stuff like that. Some sides feel like they're very super sluggishly terrible, where they're like they're very sluggish to turn and stuff like that. And yeah, yeah, see, I just had that pop, and it's just not a really good 4x4 overall. And it's like Rubik made a big mistake by copying a design which was already a flawed design, which was based off of an original design from Mepher, and from Rubik themselves. Basically, this overall design of this 4x4 is sort of based off the Rubik's brand 5x5 in a way. And the Rubik's 5x5 is decent, but not too terribly good. Yeah. And since of this being retailed in stores, and like a lot of time you go to like Toys R Us or like toy store or something like that, and you see this, and like someone who's like a non-cuber, or someone like a grandparent or like a parent or some friend, someone like that would buy it for someone like their kid or something like that, and they have no clue exactly how good this cube is and stuff like that. So they honestly are like buying it blindsided without knowing any background information about this 4x4. So they're gonna be getting something that's like crap. Yeah. And that's terrible. And even for Rubik's, they've been around for 30 years. And the 4x4 itself, the original one, came out in 1982. So they've had to known better. And even with the newer Rubik's 3x3, they came out with a Speedcube version, which was A-okay, good, decent. It wasn't like crap like this 4x4, but it was a good, decent 3x3 for the Speedcube 3x3. And then the number 10 spot of the worst puzzle of 2015 is the Void Master Penultimate puzzle. That puzzle came out somewhere like in the springtime or something like that from MFA, and it used a similar mechanism to the Rubik's Brain Void Cube or the other Void Cubes like Lane Lane and stuff like that. But the biggest issue that I've heard of it, that it's somewhat stiff, locks up, doesn't corner cut very well, pops, and when assembling it after it pops, it's very tricky and stuff like that. And then, now I'm gonna mention one other puzzle that I really like to mention, and that had a significant impact in the cubing community, of a puzzle that came out 2015, and I'm gonna be receiving it soon, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to make an unboxing of the puzzle when I get it, because over the next few months I'll be out, not really able to do that much with all these puzzles and videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'll make a unboxing video of it. And the puzzle is the Kai's Cube. That one was the very first cube to be produced with a design that allows it to be stickerless. Not just only to be released in stickerless, but released with a stickerless model and stickers and stuff like that. And I've ordered the stickerless one. And I'm not sure how soon I'll get it, but I should be getting it very soon. And stuff like that. And there's few other puzzles that are out there that I kind of really want to mention, but they're not that super interesting to really mention that much. Yeah. So, that's what the result for all this of 2015 best puzzle that came out. And stuff like that. And I've had some entries, some people that entered in stuff that are just completely stupid, and I didn't really count those as one of those that really counted towards the final result and stuff like that. And some people entered in some puzzles that were like already old puzzles, but that came out like years ago. Like someone put in like Giant Zancy, which really, come on, that puzzle was like around since like 2012 or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I might do this again next year, but this is something that I like to do every year towards the end of the year, where I round up the year with best and worst puzzle. So yeah, some of it is alright, some of it's not that super good. So yeah,